So once again, let's talk about flying cars. This is Paul's favorite flying car startup, Aleph. I think that's how we've decided we were going to pronounce it, Aleph. We talked about this back in episode 21, which was quite a while ago now. So they have this story's come out because they have confirmed now that they have 2,850 pre-orders for their $300,000 two-seater flying car. So just to recap on the car, if you remember, this was the Model A car. It's what they call an electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle. Looks more like a drone than a plane. Looks a little bit more like a car than a lot of the other flying cars are. People made a $150 deposit to purchase one of these things, or you made a $1,500 deposit to jump the queue and go to the front, priority deposit, I guess. They're claiming that if all of these sold, that would make them $850 million. You're going to love this quote, by the way. That amount of pre-orders makes it, and I quote, the best-selling aircraft in history. That is according to their CEO, Paul's favorite guy, Jim Duchovny. This has a 2025 launch date target. So this is only a year away, is what we're saying here. They are claiming to be a year away from this. I don't know if you guys also read the rest of the story. They're also working on a Model Z, which is a 4-person version that is targeted for 2035, so a decade's time, at only $35,000. This has Elon Musk electric car promises written all over it. Remember when the Cybertruck was only going to be $30,000? Yeah, it came in at $100, and 2 years late.
Not even. This guy, like, first of all, scroll down a little bit so you could see the face of this dude. Anybody with a face like that, like, you do not do business with them, period. If you gave money to someone that looks like that, that's on you. So whatever money you lost.
He does look straight out of a John Wick movie.
Listen,
not even like a bad villain material.
Yeah. Like, look at him. Like, first of all, and there's so many discrepancies like that. Like, first of all, they don't even have like a real test flight. I showed there's a company that actually has a drone that you sit in that you could fly an actual vehicle that works.
Yep.
And this guy doesn't have none of that. And like, it's just nonsense. To me, it's just like the fact that he's getting this much publicity. It's like insane to me because it is obviously a scam. And
this is covered on CNBC. This is where we're reading this right now.
They don't know any better. They're like, we need a story. We're just like, like dinosaur media. We need to like do something, and I feel bad for everybody that's being scammed. Like, they will never release a car, period. Like, yeah, you like compare him to Elon Musk, like, but he actually did the thing.
He built a car.
Had the
he did. No, he did.
He actually had somebody build the car, then he stole the design from them, and then he fired them and like whatever. But this guy doesn't even have that. You know what I mean? And so like, and to me, I just feel bad for anybody who paid a cent to this company. And there's so many other companies that are not even going to be, they're already ahead of this company. And he's a good marketer. He's a good
I wonder why
BSer.
I wonder why he's getting the coverage. It is weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
That this one is getting coverage. Because I never see, I mean, we've joked before, we talk about flying cars here. The only flying cars we've ever really talked about is this company's flying cars. Why is this the one that always seems to bubble to the top?
So all the money's going to the PR department.
Yeah,
they have nothing in
right,
engineering.
Exactly. They're scamming people. Is going all to like their marketing department, and they're going and they're doing this. Like,
let me tell you why this will never sell, even if they make it. This guy, it says in this article here that we're reading, it says that this is a car first. So that means that you're going to drive it more than you fly it, which if you're buying a flying car, I don't know why you would ever drive a flying car. Do you know how fast this top end speed is on the road?
Yeah, like 30.
35 miles per hour.
It's not a car.
It's not a car.
It's a scooter.
Well, scooters go faster. It's like,
yeah. Listen, and look at how like I love the design now. I'm thinking about it. It's got like that SpaceX feel. Like there's literally like the budget version of Elon that fails at everything. That's basically what this company is. And if I'm gonna put money, and I already called this other company out, but if I put my money, it's not this. It's gonna be Jetson 1. Like that's like if you want to find a thing that flies and works and you're gonna have fun, go invest in that. I think you guys spelled Jetson 1. Yeah. invest in this company. Like they look, it's flying.
It actually
like that's
flies.
something you don't see from that other guy. This is actually flying. They don't have a stupid design. It's like an actual thing. Like look at it go. It's not like CGI. The other guy has a CGI video, which is like, dude, if you're a real company, you could have spent more money on your CGI. Like their CGI looks like trash. Like 1980s Tron looks way better. And look at the reasonable price. Like what? Like they're not they're not making stuff up. They're like, listen, it's gonna cost 100 and it's believable. Like this thing, like I would, if I had the money, I would buy this thing for $128,000 because
but this is like the equivalent of this is the equivalent of like one of those little off-road like vehicles, right?
Yep.
This is supposed to be the equivalent of like a family car, or it's a two-seater. So maybe this is not quite a family car, but it's more than a single-seater. Like I get the idea difference, but I agree with you. This doesn't exist. This doesn't fly.
And
they had it at the auto show, and you couldn't get inside of it. You couldn't look at the inside.
No, because it's a mock-up. You can see it is.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, this is one of those things. You get close to it, it's full of rough edges, and just like this is like molding that somebody did by hand. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I read it's just mesh. It's a material. It's a stretched material.
Here's another dumb thing about it. So he said they're going to have the 2-seater ready by next year. And then a 4-seater a decade away. That means he has no idea like how stuff works, because like you literally like explain that to me. How do you go like I have a 2-seater car and I want to make a 4-seater. I just add extra. You don't need a decade to figure out how to take a 2-seater car to a 4-seater.
Weight of 4 people, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. This is the I don't know what I'm doing.
No, but it's still like I don't know what I'm doing. Like bigger engine. I could tell you what you need. Like it's basically way too like lift ratio. I mean, it's like the guy, I mean, literally just go back to his picture and it's just him counting the money he stole in his mind. That's basically what he's doing. Like, look, he's like, look, oh, all that money I got. Oh, they keep sending me these things. Nice.
They have also said though, those are refundable, by the way, the deposits. So he's saying he's made nothing
link
yet.
You could send money to right now if you like.
Yeah. Well, I have to say he's literally made nothing yet, technically, although he's taken the money in. Who knows what he's done with it?
ASAP, folks. Don't go Jetson one. Don't go this route. Get your money out as fast as possible.
My thought on this is too, let's say this happens. Let's say that next year they start shipping these, right? I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. But let's say that does happen. Do you think we're actually going to be allowed to have a flying car land on our driveway, take off, and fly somewhere else?
No.
Dude, you can't even publicly just fly your drone anymore.
Exactly. You can't fly a drone right now.
There's first like the last time you talked about, they said that they got some sort of like approval, which I think it's BS. Like
it was a testing approval is what it was. That approval was basically like approval to test the car and fly it in the air. But it's never going to happen, right? I just don't. Do you think it's going to get past some kind of government approval that says, "Oh no, it's fine. You can take off and fly. Like you can take off from your house and fly over to Target. That's fine. Yeah, no worries." But it's never going to happen.
But yeah, he's never gonna. We will never like. You will for this to work. There will need to be a standard. There's going to be like a piloting exam. You're basically going to have to go through everything a pilot has to go. It's not going to be treated like a car. It's going to be treated like, oh, you need to be a pilot.
Yes.
And you need to get the proper licensing. Yes. You need to get, and it's like,
you know how long that takes to get?
Yeah. It's all
you've got to have hundreds and hundreds of hours of flying, and it costs a fortune because you've got to have invested in hundreds of hours of flying to be able to get your pilot's license. And I agree. The same license is going to be required to this, the same license you're going to need to fly a plane. You're not just going to be able to go buy one of these and just fly it.
Yeah.
From your driveway.
Stuff falling off of it or coming out of the windows, you know.
Yeah, who's liable?
You got your kids in the back seat and they throw their Power Ranger out the window and kill someone, like, hey, look, Dad.
Like this guy just figured out how to fleece people for money.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of regulation has to happen here for this to actually happen before the physical thing can actually happen.
And CNBC, shame on you for even like entertaining these stories. Like, it's a shame on you.
And someone's going to try to fly this to the edge of the planet and kill themselves because, it's not pressurized cabin and all that kind of stuff. So
right, like how high can you go in this thing?
That's the first thing the 16-year-old does. Take her to the top. That's what Iron Man did.
We're talking about all these hypothetical situations because like the thing doesn't even fly yet.
It doesn't fly. It'll never fly.
Yeah, it'll never fly. It doesn't have a demo. It has a cheesy CGI that, first of all, I don't know, like their CGI, like what were they thinking?
I can imagine this for this to work, if it could actually work and was a physical thing, that has to put so many regulations in place around, like, even if they said, yes, you have passed a license and that you can take off from home, there's going to be only certain places you can fly and certain speeds and certain heights. And they even have the things right now on drones. You can only fly a drone at a certain height.
Yeah.
If you have a certain like drone, you can only fly at 400 feet and only in certain areas. And they GPS lock the drone, so you can't take it any higher than 400 feet. You can't fly in certain areas because it's GPS blocked on the app. Like if you try and fly in a certain distance from an airport, it says, no, you can't take off here. You can't fly above, I think it's like 10 feet. And so there's all that kind of stuff has to be worked out. And that's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. But the problem I have with this whole thing, it's like, I'm not like an engineer or anything, but I could kind of like guess like, okay, if you have a plane, it has to have some ability to stabilize itself. It needs to have like these things. Like, I don't see any of that in this car. Like, I can't, like, is it using anti-gravity device to fly? Like, how does it work?
It's got like the four wheels turn sideways and they turn into rotors.
If
that's what it does.
Don't forget, it flies on its side.
The wheels on that thing, that it flips sideways. So basically,
it flies on its side. Yeah.
It has, in theory,
it has a gyroscopic cockpit,
giant,
right?
Yeah, it has a giant engine in the front and in the back, so it's like a dual rotor like thing. And then when it flies, it has to turn sideways to push itself. It's like, it's so dumb. Like, I mean, like, it is dumb. Like, the whole idea is dumb. Like, I just don't see it. And I just feel bad for anybody that paid money for it.
My point is, if it's a year away,
it's not.
There should be a video of this thing flying right now.
Like, the only thing that's a year away is his trip to a country where we can't expedite him back. All the money.
Going to Belize.
That's the only thing. And actually, it's not going to be a year away. It's going to be like 6 months away, because he's like, I'll tell him a year, and then I'm just going to whoop. And
so, Paul, you're basically telling me I should get my $1,500 priority thing 100%,
100%. And like, just
SpaceX is invested in this thing, supposedly. That's what's crazy.
What? That's Elon trolling. That's 100%. Just like he does, like, whatever that coin is, he's trolling with this. Like, there's no way in hell. I will say it on the limb. Like, I have a higher chance of starting my own company from scratch right now and developing a flying car faster than these guys. 100%. 100%.